There we go. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. There we go. Hello. It's obviously early, so you get me au naturel. Mm. No, I'm just. Hey, Kelsey. I am just finishing up, uh, like shuffling my decks, getting them cleared out, getting prepped and everything. This is the last one that I need to do. And so I'm not even sure I'm going to use this deck, but they brought me to it, and it has a little something to. It feels like it's pertinent to today. We have a tower moment, and a fool. And today is the day we were talking about earlier, March 7th, which I was mentioning before I realized it was the full moon, and then like the Saturn going into Pisces thingy, according to Tropic. So, anyways, yeah. Knight of Pentacles with the Fool. So I'll just start off with some of the stuff that I was getting, okay? So what I was getting previously, the reason why the title is You Don't Know About Them is because I kept getting the song by Beyonce, You Must Not Know About Me, You Must Not Know About Me. And then I kept getting this sense of, before that song happened, I was getting a message of meeting somebody, like a new person being introduced. Like a, I don't know, somebody that's going to be influential or beneficial. They were giving me a legitimate person. And I was asking questions. I was like trying to seek it out. And to me, though, when they were saying you must not, like, it's like a surprise. Like there's something that you're not aware of. And so it's like, I don't know. It feels like something unknown to you that will happen. And there's something about like the You Must Not Know About Me took on two different forms. Okay. You must not know about me is almost like spirit going, oh, you think I ain't capable of? You must not know about me. You must not know what I'm capable of, that kind of thing. But there's also like, no, there's a person that's going to be introduced into your life that you don't know anything about. But for some of you, they know about you, is what it feels like. And what's funny is up to this point, the last couple of days, there's been like, can I just tell you the number of mishaps, stupid little mishaps that I have been doing? Like the kind of stuff where like, you go to pick something up and you're trying to handle something and you drop it and you're like, oh my fucking God. And then you pick it up and you drop, and somehow you drop it again and you're like, what the fuck? And then you pick it up and it happens again. You're like, oh, okay, this is it. Can I just tell you, that's been happening a lot. Like a lot. And to the point where I finally last night, I was like, oh my God, if there's a trickster spirit or energy in here, get the fuck out, because it wasn't malicious. It wasn't anything horrific. It wasn't like, when you drop, the brush on your toe, when you were intentionally, like, it's one of those things where I was moving something and I knew that I knocked something off of the sink and it started to fall. So I moved my foot. I shit you fucking not. And I moved my foot right where the motherfucker drops. And I'm like, oh, I was trying to avoid, like, oh. There was so many things. I dropped a rice last night, like a million times. I was like, a rice bag, trying to do right. I was like, oh my God. And then I, like just stupid shit. And it was like, this feels very pertinent. Like, what is, like, there is a trick energy about, like, some kind of trickery, but it's not malicious and not bad. It's almost like, got your food. So it's all kind of tying in, like, you must not know about something. But I think there's a person involved. You must not know about this person, or you must not know about spirit. You got no idea what they're about to pull, kind of situation. Like, you're underestimating. Because I felt like something that was pertinent about today or right now. This week is very pertinent for whatever reason. And it's like, you might dismiss. So I was getting into, like, you could dismiss it, like, think something fantastical and you're like, whatever. And Spirit's like, you got no idea. You underestimate me. And so it's like, that's when the Beyonce song, You Must Not Know About Me. And it felt like it had a dual meaning. It does. It's like, you must not know about Spirit. You must not know what they about to be pulling. You acting, what was the word they used to call back in the day? Okay, when I was younger, like in the early 2000s, this was the popular word, sedity. Like acting all brand new, like you just don't know. Shit. And then there's like this, but there's also this like, I also feel like an incarnated being. So it's taken on like a dualistic meaning. And I'm like, okay. So I feel like you're gonna kind of be like something is like it tricked in a good way. Like there's something that's been brewing or something that's gonna happen that's like you're just not aware of. And either you underestimated Spirit or Spirit was really good and sneaky about keeping this from your awareness or something to that effect. Because it has that energy. And it's like, just like a kid, when a little kid tries to prank you and they pull little stuff and they think they're so hilarious. And you're like, I have a 6-year-old and a 13-year-old. They both do that shit. I'm like, okay. Funny. You're so funny. That kind of thing. It's that. It's like there's nothing bad about it. So, yeah. So we'll see. But I think that they were like, but I put you must not know about them because this is like when that song was coming through, or it was just that one lyric. Because it made it pertinent. Like the rest of it's not important. Like they're just saying that. Like that's what they were trying to tell me. And so, it's not so much like because I wanted it to be from your perspective. So if the title was "You Must Not Know About Me," then it would take on the meaning of like, oh, these people think they got me pigeonholed and they don't. No, it's about somebody else telling you, like you don't know about somebody else. There's something you don't know. You bet to surprise you. Let's put it that way. Oh, what is that? Manishka, really quick. Would you put something in there? Okay. This may be when I admit that I might potentially need glasses or some kind of eye surgery because I can't tell. Is it Holly? Holly? Holi? And see, I've only really ever heard it called Festival of Colors. I knew that one. Oh, well, happy Holi or happy Festival of Colors. Like y'all got some badass fun, like I'd love to be there for that shit. Let me tell you, because y'all got some awesome, wonderful ways of celebrating and cool traditions. Just gonna say that. Thank you. Okay. So here we go. Ooh, that's not always a bad thing, Kelsey. Write it out. Make sure you get you some moon water. Just saying. Okay? Make sure you get some moon water. All right, guys. 2:02 on the clock. So let's see here. My chair is sitting really low. I tried to do the little swivel thing, which is supposed to make it rise up, but it's acting a donkey, and I can't. And I've got a pillow on it, but I feel like I've sat on the pillow for so long that it's like even smushed. I am short, in case people are not aware. I am short, like very short. Oh, why? Yes, I knew from the get-go we were going to use this one. They told me right out the gate, and I was like, oh. So, and Manishka, you might have missed it, but earlier when I was finishing up shuffling the decks, I went ahead and pushed, go live. I had one last deck, and it showed, like on a split, it showed the Fool and, well, one of them was the Knight of Pentacles, and the other one was, damn, Kelsey, what was it? Shit. Wow. My son's learning right now to drive. And he gets so frustrated, like so frustrated if he doesn't get something right away. Or if I introduce something new and he's like, this don't mean nothing. And he does have a truck, which is a lot harder than a car. He gets so aggravated. Okay, first off, love you so much, and I'm so sorry that kind of shit happened to you. And then also, you learned driving when you were 14. Y'all learn it that early? I'm getting distracted, guys. Let me get back onto this. Love you, Manishka. Okay. So it was like the full card and something. Oh, fuck, what was it? Damn it. I don't remember. Well, there's the full card again. Now, I went through, there's the thingy. What was the card? It was pertinent. Shit, fire saving matches. I swear to God. We're just going to get delayed. Fast forward for anybody who watches this later, because... Okay, I went through this. I knew they told me there was a deck that had a lot of cards, and they wanted me to fix it. And I went through all the decks, except for this one. I got distracted by what was in the middle. I don't remember what it was. Tower. It was the tower and the fool. So there's like a major shift, and I think it's very pertinent to right now, present moment. That's about to happen. So that's what I'm gonna say. Good God. What? Who in the fuck? Because God knows I don't. I must have done something when I was shuffling and flipped some shit. Good God. This is, I might be using this later today, because obviously they're having me fix it. So we had the fool and the tower earlier on the split when I was doing that. So, oh, I just accidentally left the fool out. We're going to put that back. But we're going to start with this one. This is the, damn, I'm hot. This sweatshirt is kind of cold in this house. I don't know why I'll be sweating. Dang. Like, do you all not have like a cutoff in your country? Like, Manishka, when are you all allowed to get your license? Like, what age is the cutoff? Because around here, you have to be at least 16. And if you're not doing good in school, you don't get it until you're 18. You have to drop out of school then. 18? Okay. Well, shit. But you could do lessons earlier than that? Dang. I always learn something new. Wow. Okay. I don't know where this is going. Let's just do this. Oh, there's 8 people? What? Where'd that come from? You do have to be subscribed to be able to chat, guys, okay? Hey, Miss Walls. This is odd. It's very simple and yet a lot coming from one fucking card. Can I just tell you that much? Okay, so we have the Eight of Pentacles with the Ace of Pentacles. Hello, motherfuckers. This is like, it's like a new beginning, a new... This is a skill set. We're going there, guys. This is a skill set that you have honed. You don't get to the Eight of Pentacles if you haven't honed that shit, okay? This is something very specific that is going to get like new life or have a new start or is going to be connected to a new career, okay? Then we have the Two of Pentacles, which is literally like it's taking you down a different path. The funny thing is, I want to say here is that if you thought you was going to go one way, and so like you might be doing something a certain way, and then this new thing gets introduced, it's not a matter of having to like, this isn't the kind of thing where I am picking one path over the other. It's almost like something old is integrated into something new. So that's why this is a skill set that you've already been working on. I don't know why I'm talking in poor English, but whatever. I just learned yesterday. All right. So this is something that you have cultivated over time. But may not necessarily be like a skill you have profited off of before, is what I want to say. Because there's a lot of potential for growth. This Ace of Pentacles, there's a lot of potential for growth. Oh, this is Night Sun Tarot, by the way, in case anybody wanted to know. Because the Ace grows to the 10, right? Like there's so much room for this to take off. There's a lot of potential. There's a lot of abundance that can come from this. This is going to go places. But in this Two of Pentacles right here, this person's not necessarily choosing between one or the other. Take a look. She's got both feet planted on both pentacles, right? Now, it seems as if one of those pentacles is a stepping stone to the next, which we've talked about before. So something might come in and be a stepping stone to something else. So you might have been like, oh, I thought I was going to do X, Y, and Z. And it's like, well, you will, but this is going to be the leverage to get there. Or there's just something about growth, because obviously we talk about the Ace of Pentacles growing. I literally just said that. So what you've been cultivating and will be utilized for profit, for gain in a new path in your life. But there's a new element being added to it, right? With the second pentacle. So it's almost like it will be integrated into what you do, but in and of itself, it's not something that you do in isolation. I'm trying to think of an example. Okay, I got one. Let's say you're an artist, right? And so you draw, and you thought that you would become famous for your sketches and different things like that. Like you wanted to integrate that. And you thought, ooh, it'd be great one day to work for Disney and do animation. But you utilize that skill set, that very specific talent, and you end up in like graphic design and doing a level of art or animation for gaming and things like that. Like your ability to do that is built upon, it's used, but in a broader way than you had initially conceptualized. Does that make sense? So that talent is used in a broader sense than what you had initially conceptualized, or how you have been. It's almost like what you've been doing to cultivate it up to this point has kept you in a familiar arena. And it's like, okay, but this can be done in so many ways, right? It's like a writer thinking that they're going to do a book series, or they're just going to do books, and they end up becoming a screenwriter. They get hired on by Marvel and, end up writing in that capacity for them. And it's like, it goes a direction. It's in the same wheelhouse. It's the same fucking thing. Okay. But then again, it's broader. And that's what I'm getting with this, is this isn't a choice between the two. It's almost like you're walking that path together. They're both equally important. And so maybe if there's a skill set that you have been doing, or something that you've been doing very specifically, a very specific talent or skill that you've been doing and attempting to make a business out of, or wanting to go that trajectory in career and finance, wanting to make that a path, it's like you needed to hone that skill over this time, which means you were trying, like, it may have not been successful. Whatever you were doing, you did it a million times, and you did it because, like, you thought that's how it was gonna, like, you wanted to make a career of it, or you wanted to make it your, you wanted to live your passion out. And so you did it over and over again, and spirit let you, and you probably got real frustrated, and you're like, why isn't this working out? And you go back to it, and then you're like, I don't understand, it's still not working out. And then you go back to it because you just keep drawn to it. But guess what? In the midst of that, you became the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is usually, in, like, if you think of like Rider Waite, like, there's all the pentacles, all the things they've done of the past, all the attempts that they've made are all lined up on the wall, and they're heavily working on that eighth pentacle. And it's very detail oriented, and it's like their skill set is exceptional at this point. And so whatever you've been attempting and studying and trying to do or cultivate within yourself that just hasn't been able to happen, even if you're just like an entrepreneur and you've tried a million businesses, spirit's like, that was on purpose, because now you got the skill set and you're taking that in a direction you might not have originally conceptualized. So it feels like, but it does feel like there's a brand new path presenting itself in your material world, okay? Now, as with any two, there's a choice involved, right? But it doesn't feel that difficult of a choice, because it's something that you get to, it's an expansion. So it's a pivot that we talk about all the time in your life, but it's an expansion on what you've already done, right? The pentacles line the way. So she's not like, you know what I mean? It's like she goes from one pentacle to the next, to the, and so it's just about choosing to continue on this path instead of stopping where you're at. Now, they have these two coming together. I get the energy and sense that it may have, like, this cycle of attempting something or sticking with something, even though it may have been mentally exhausting, emotionally exhausting, things like that. You've been worn out, like, because you did that while trying to manage life. So, because if something, you're having to constantly restart something, or feel like it's not going how you imagine, and you're having to recommit to it and things like that, it gets exhausting. You're obviously having to do other things in your life to keep, the daily routine going. And so we got the 10 of Wands, and this is the thing that I get a lot of energy and a lot of different, like, I was staring at it for a while. I'm like, there's a lot of messages coming through this. And so, like, with the 10 of Wands, we have, take a look at this. First off, the 10 goes to the Ace of Wands. Like, this is like, there's a brand new start. 10 of Wands also means you're almost home. You pretty much made it to where it is that you've been. The whole point of the Wand suit was like cultivating, learning, sticking with the passion, following through, that commitment, which has been grueling because it's the 10 of Wands. If you think of traditional Rider Waite, he's carrying those wands, but just in his purview is the house. Like, that's where he's been heading the entire time. And so it's literally like the 10 goes to the 1. You're there. The whole purpose of what you've been going through, which you felt like was like repetitive cycle and not success, was to get you to this point where you go from the 10 to the 1, where shit pops the fuck off. That vine's about to grow. Same as with the Ace of Pentacles. With the Ace of Wands, it's a whole brand new project, passion project, a whole brand new reignition of that flame, right? It is your source of that of desire. Okay. But in the middle of this is what I want to point out. The egg. The egg is cracked. Generally, we show the egg, and it's like, oh, it's indicating a new beginning, a new beginning, a new beginning. This hatch means this new beginning has already begun. It's not one, there's not a wait for that to happen. It has happened. It is happening. It's hatched. Whatever this is has already hatched for you. And there's going to be an exceptional amount of joy that comes with this. This particular card is slightly different. It's the Six of Cups. Now, generally speaking, we see something different on the Six of Cups. This is a return to joy, but it's also like a return to joy with something that you have been doing. There's a past element. There is a history with this. Okay. And as you remember in the Five of Cups, it's like you're paying attention to all the things that didn't pop off, right? Like you're just so overwhelmed and so over focused on the shit that didn't fucking happen. The 3 cups that are spilt that you haven't turned around to see the other 2 cups. So it's like not all is lost with whatever passion this has been, where you felt like it's just not happening. Not all is lost. Okay. That was a cultivation period. Like that was to get you here. And so 6 of Cups, take a look at this one. I like the depiction on this one. She's found that cup. The 5 cups, that's behind her. Right? This is where she's focusing. It's a return to happiness. It's finding pleasure in the thing that you have been attempting all along. That puts you into this 8 of Pentacle energy, this honing and this, like it can choppiness. Sorry. Faith can become a burden. Faith can become a burden. 10 of Wands. It's going to be reignited because it's going to expand. And down here we've got the Page of Pentacles and the 8 of Swords. I'm getting a message. I'm trying to figure out why. Obviously, with the Page of Pentacles, there is something on offer here. Okay? Something on offer. The 8 of Swords is like your lack of belief that you can make it happen because you haven't up to this point, or the being caught up in the pros and cons of something, feeling almost like you're fight, flight, or freeze, and you're in that freeze, like oh shit. When this offer comes in, but there's like a willful, like purposeful, intentional refusal to see something. Because she's hiding her she's literally like, I just don't want to anymore. And that's curious to me. What is that about? I make faces. Oh my God, some of them are crazy. So sorry, guys. Okay. I'm trying to figure out okay. You're just afraid to make the decision. You're afraid to take the action towards it. It's like literally something presents itself and you're like, oh shit. You're afraid. You don't recognize just how much you've cultivated the skill set that you have. You're afraid of failure. You're trying to protect yourself. It's like, I don't get invested in this again. And then it goes to hell in a handbasket. And because this is something that seems like it's beyond what you were attempting to do, And you're like, I haven't even been able to make this one successful. And you want me to go beyond what I was attempting to do? You want me to let it grow into something else and evolve into something greater than what I was attempting to do? And they're like, well, that was the whole point. You weren't meant to stay at that level. The fuck is you talking about? That's why you did it 20 million fucking times. You done graduated, bitch. Let's keep going. And you're like, you think that in order to be able to graduate and move on and evolve and create something greater than what you were conceptualizing, that you somehow had to pass that level. And your version of passing and Spirit's version of passing is two different things. You would think that there needs to be some kind of like test where there's like a stamp on it, like, yes, you passed, you got a certain grade, or you got a certain accolade, or you got a certain something. And they're like, no, that's about to happen. Like, Spirit's like, you don't have to pass this exam in order for us to know that your skill set is ready, that you've cultivated it. You have the capacity, you have the ability, and you already fucking know it. We know it. You don't need to have 100,000 followers that are praising you in order for you to be able to say, see. You don't need to have that degree or the letters behind your name in order to be able to do this, because we fucking know you can. Like, Spirit's like, that's a human thing, wanting that for you to feel like, oh, okay, now I'm ready. Like, bitch, you've been ready. What the fuck you think you've been doing? What, you thought that was just for punishment? No, because you've done surpassed a lot of fucking people. Like, how many people do you know? Think about this, motherfuckers. Think about this, okay? How many people do you know that got a college degree and they don't know shit? In my own field, I'm like, how the fuck did you get your degree? I mean, we want it to mean something, but we all know sometimes it doesn't mean shit. You were taught to look and see things the way someone else wanted you to look and see things and to respond to things. That's what that degree says sometimes. Okay? I'm thinking of, like, Western medicine and shit, right? Or some mental health. Like, And it's like, there are people out there that don't have fucking degrees that I trust more. I'm just throwing that shit out there that seem to know more. Like, you know how many of these doctors out here don't have a fucking clue about half of these autoimmune diseases, but you find a holistic practitioner and they can help you out in like 2 fucking weeks? Because they were trained to curb symptoms, not cure shit. And I'm not saying every doctor's like that, okay? But there's a lot. There's a fucking lot, especially over where I live. We built a society on that. So it's this idea that it's like, you somehow think because something didn't occur a certain way that you're like, you can't even do what you was trying to do, let alone whatever this new thing is. And you're like, you got me wrong. No, you got them wrong. That's why you don't want to make this choice, because we got the 2 of Wands with the 9 of Wands. This is a guardedness. This is like a combination of, I'm not going to feel like I'm good enough to do that, or that I have the capacity to do that until I actually do this first. I need to know. And people, and not people. Well, people, that was not a slip. That was not a slip. That was intentional. Spirit taking over sometimes. Spirit's like, but you do know. How many times have you been been able to listen to certain people and you're like, oh my God, I know way more than you. What the fuck? And like, you can talk, you can do circles with what you do. And you even said yourself, how are these motherfuckers successful? And I'm not. Holy shit. Like, we've seen some of the most ignorant fuckers succeed because you are not meant to play at the level that they are. You're meant to go beyond that. So yes, your skill set, like you damn, okay, quit lying to yourself. You know you got the skill set. You know you fucking do. You know you have the capacity. It's just a matter of taking that action, because the 2 of Wands right, like right here where the Ten of Wands is about to go into the Ace of Wands that we've talked about. The Two of Wands is having that passion presented in front of you and you taking fucking action towards it. Because choice is more than just a, sure, it's more than a mental thing. Choice is like a verb. It's like when you make a decision, it's a verb. You take action. Because otherwise, it's not a decision. It's not a choice. It's a thought. Right? And it's like somebody's presenting you with something, whether or something's being presented to you, where you have the capacity to do, and you're just like, oh, I don't know, Eight of Swords. Oh, your own self-entrapment. Because when I said people see that you can do it, that's what I was saying at the very beginning of this. Someone can tell that you have the capacity for this. Someone knows that you got the skill set. Someone knows you got this. And they're like, how do you not know you got this? Okay. They're just incessantly playing that song right now. So maybe you're like, you must not know about me. You must not know about me. Like maybe you're saying this to them. Like, you must not know about me. And they're like, no, you must not know about me because I've been watching you for a minute. Or this is the same kind of person who is so well versed in this area that they immediately can spot talent from a fake. There's a lot of people that can. It's like those music shows where they're judging, and like we can be like, oh, that was a great song, but one of the judges is like, that's not talent. Like you need to X, Y, and Z, and blah 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 blah. And then there's another person who does something, and it seems run of the mill, and they can spot their abilities, and they're like, oh, I know you can do more than that. Holy shit! And they pull it out of them. Like they work with it and they pull it out of them. Like, oh hell no, I know the raw talent. I know it. Like you were like given the right opportunity, you would shine. So just because you didn't reach a milestone or pass an exam, and an exam can be metaphorical too, right? Like the exam to you would be, let's just say I am a musician. I would have 100,000 streams on Spotify. Right? That would show like, okay, I got stamp of approval. I really do have talent. You probably got 5, but somebody's like, you were good. Okay. This is going somewhere. So there's an element of this is already hatched. I'm curious. So it's here. Page of Pentacles. Storm Hero. Okay. Sorry, my little feathers. My baby feathers. I'm weird. Shut the fuck up, okay, guys? I know I'm weird. How's everybody doing? Oh, thank you, Anushka. Wait, she said what? Who said what? Who? Hold on. Where are we going? Bye, David. Oh, have I started the reading yet? So sorry. Anyways, okay, this reminds me of Castor and Pollux constellation. I have no clue what you're talking about, Maneshka. This reminds me of my Facebook. What? Sounds about right. You got that right. I hate the way they teach in colleges. So true. She said it. Sorry. You're never too late. You're never too late, dude. Never too late. who has an existing, who has the resources and has an existing infrastructure. I was going to say structure and infrastructure came out. The Page of Pentacles, this thing that's on offer. We've got the Hierophant and the King of Cups. I'm getting like instant, like structures, right? Because the Hierophant is all about creating a structure external to you in your life that reflects who you truly are in your belief system. That's why the Hierophant is frequently, depicted by like religious figures, because religion is an attempt to create what you believe truly inside external to you. It's like, I want what I know to be true and what I believe, my belief systems, to be reflected in my life external to me, right? As within, so without. And so that's what the Hierophant's all about. So the Hierophant is all about like somebody who has the existing structure, infrastructure, and because the King of Cups, I'm just going to remind you, okay, King of Cups doesn't pour his fucking cup into anybody. In fact, most people feel like they can't reach the King of Cups, right? Because he doesn't just dole out his fucking emotions to anybody and everybody, much like a knight might. He has more discernment than that. He knows that what he has is precious, and it's not meant to be spread around because it does no good. So he holds that. He can be very stoic, but he's like the abundance of intuition that he holds within himself, and spiritual knowledge. So this person, like, they know on a completely different level about your talent. Like, this is the kind of person who has it naturally. And by all means, I am not trying to diminish anybody who has to cultivate, right? We just talked about you having to cultivate. Whether you have a natural talent or not, everybody has to cultivate it. Can we just say that, right? Just it has to be nurtured and honed and everything else like that. Okay, these people who show up on these singing shows and they do stuff, bitch, they have been singing all day, every day growing up. You ask their parents. Just they don't have to go to a choir. They don't have to go They didn't get the accolades. Obviously, this person didn't necessarily get the accolades, right? Because we've got that established here. That's why you worry. But I guarantee you the people in your life know this about you, okay? So let's not pretend, right? He's at a place where he doesn't just pour his cup into anybody. He doesn't offer it to just anybody. He is aware and understands not everybody is worthy of that. So what's on offer is, like, I want to say he has either the connections, the resources, or the infrastructure that could benefit you, and that your skill set could benefit it. Can I just tell you guys that today I already had my coffee, right? So I wanted to feel really cozy. I wanted to feel like I was doing a little bit of self-care and love on myself. And so I made my tea, right? But today I was like, I'm going to put my honey in there. Now, let me tell you about my honey really quick, okay? Because I am sweating over here. I got my ginger in here because I love the way it, but I also decided to put my spicy honey in here. I don't know if it's revving up my metabolism or what, because I know damn good well it's not that hot up in this mug in my place. I'm just saying. And so, like, I don't know if y'all have ever had like hot peppers, like a hot pepper jelly or a hot pepper honey. I feel like it's having an effect on me. Holy shit. I feel it under my boobs. Okay. That's when you know the metabolism's kicking in. By all means, absolutely, go ahead. Like, there's some of you all that put cayenne and shit and stuff. I know you know what I'm talking about. God. It's very yummy, and it has that little raspy whatever, but man, it's like a sauna up underneath here. Mm-mm. It's just a friendly reminder that you have come to the place where you're no longer meant to do this alone. And I think that's why whatever this is coming in, because you were left to your own device all this time so that you could hone and cultivate not just your talent, but your discernment in regards to your talent. You were left alone to come to the conclusion yourself that you were talented without needing the external validation. You've reached that point where you're like, this is why they're saying you already know that you are. So this little, it's so funny, this whole little, like, it's like, that's the reason why it's like this Eight of Swords where she's almost refusing to see something. They're like, bullshit. Yes, the fuck you can, and you know you can. Don't play that. Don't play that game. You're just being guarded. Are you mad because you failed so many times? You're like, why now, Spirit? Like, are you afraid to fail in front of people? Is that what it is? Or are you just in disbelief that this is actually happening? You think there's no way that this is real and there's some kind of a catch, or that I'm going to get suckered into something that I don't want to do. I need to read the fine print. Like, there's got to be something else to this. And maybe this isn't for me because all along nothing was popping off. And so, if I go this route, is this actually going to backfire on me? Because that's what the Nine of Wands is all about. It's really about having that guard up. And this guard was important, right? It's what helped keep. I don't know how to use my mouth. I just learned how to yesterday, okay? This guardedness is also what kept you nice and stubborn. Because you used it to protect what you knew you loved, what you really wanted. This is what kept you returning to something that didn't seem to pop off. But this guardedness can be the thing that keeps you where you're like, almost like you're hesitant to take something. I get it. You want to do it on your own. You think passing the exam or you want to get the accolade on your own. You feel like if you're really talented enough, then you'd be able to achieve this without any type of intervention, assistance, or anything else like that. Like, that's all you wanted to do was achieve it. And if someone comes in and helps you, then is it really your achievement? Fuck. Okay. Like, where was this motherfucker the entire time I was battling? The delay was intentional because the skill is chef's kiss at this point, whatever this is. With all the talk of like nepotism and, there's this disdain for in society right now where it's like, oh, you only get something if you know somebody. And it's like, this is how the world works, to a certain degree, that's yes. Leaving no room for new people in a system, by all means, is a reason to be upset. But being discovered and given the opportunity, I mean, that's what a fucking interview is, guys. Jesus Christ. Let's not play ourselves here, okay? Like, this idea that somehow I only got here because of so-and-so or X, Y, and Z. Bitch, that's always the fucking case. You only got the goddamn job because somebody else fucking decided to give it to you. Can we stop? Can we stop? What the fuck? Am I making myself clear? Okay. Because we got the Ten of Wands again, for fuck's sake. But in this one, when he is so goddamn beat down. Look at that shit. Oh my God. Look at this shit. Oh my fucking God. And look, he's like rotting. He looks like a zombie. And he's like, I gotta get up there. And that's what Spirit wants you to understand, is that this is meant to help you. This King of Cups that has the infrastructure or has the resources to make something happen for you is the Magician. Like, you've manifested this. I'm sorry. The million times you went round and 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 round. You know, the 8 of Pentacles, the 7 Pentacles that are hanging up, and finally you've honed that skill. It ain't your first fucking rodeo the whole motherfucking time. You're just like, I just need a break. I just need my in. I just need an opportunity. And bitch, here it is. Why are you doing this? Are you shitting me? Now suddenly it's like, oh, but I really didn't achieve it on my own. And yes, you did. You paid your dues. If that's what you want to hear, you put in the work. We have the Magician, which is the Starman in this one, and the 3 of Cups. You have every right to celebrate this because, one, you have everything in you to do this. And you only have all the tools at your disposal because of what you've done to make sure you have that. Okay? It is your will and your determination and your skills and your discernment on how to use that. And your value of the self, your confidence, your worth, all that shit is you. It's called self-worth, self-respect, self-love for a fucking reason. Can nobody else fucking do that for you? This is the Magician. You are the Magician. You have manifested this moment. You've manifested this. 3 of Cups. Just as a friendly reminder, 3 of Cups is a reason to celebrate, but it is manifesting the right people into your life. 3 fucking cups, motherfucker. Can I just, hello? That's a network. 3 of Cups is like that socializing, the exchange of energy with multiple different cups, right? Not just one. Not just, a partnership. This is like bringing a network of people, your tribe, the people that are in alignment to help get you there, right? This is why people talk. They're like, hey, hang around the people who already have it or who already are already doing something, because it puts you in alignment with the exact same energy to manifest it in your life. If you're consistently around people who are always stuck in that longing, that's a past reading, energy, then that's where you'll be stuck too. Right? You want to be in the rooms where you feel uncomfortable, like you don't belong, because that's where you belong, because that's how you elevate. Okay? Just a reminder. And that's what they're saying. They're like, this is going to help you get there. Because the 10 of Wands is all about no longer doing it on your own. So here's the thing. If you feel like people will try to take credit away from you where credit's due for this skill set, guess what, bitch? The only person that managed to get this skill set where it is you. You were left alone, struggling, doing this the entire fucking time on your own this entire time. You only got to the 8 of Pentacles because of you. Nobody can take that shit away from you. Nobody. People can talk shit all they want. We all know. People gonna do that. People close to us. We get it now. We've already worked through that shit. Don't fucking care. Who fucking cares? No one gets to take credit for you. This person, it's almost as if that's like a part of their purpose in life is to help others. Being that bridge is to recognize and see into someone. What you motherfucking do with it is on you. They can't do it for you. And by all means, this feels like an energy where they have scoped you out. They know something. Again, either they are so good and they have honed this aspect of themselves where they can ADHD at its finest right now, guys, where they can recognize and see a person, like they can see the difference between real and fake. Like, that's their God-given talent, right? That's their fucking innate ability, which is why they are really good at reading things in the moment, right? They're either exceptionally good at that, or they've taken the motherfucking time to watch. Remember, King of Cups doesn't pour his cup into just anything, and he doesn't just make his decision on a fucking whim. We've already established that. So you may have somebody who's well aware of your talent. And it may almost irritate the shit out of you when you find out how long they've been aware of it, and they're just now coming forward to bring a offer in. That's for somebody. But you had to get to the 8 of Pentacles level. That's the only reason the Ace of Pentacles is here. That's the only reason the Page of Pentacles is here. Okay. All right, where are we going from here? Let's see. We know something about this King of Cups. I'm a little more curious about how the King of Cups is going to bring this Page of Pentacles. How they are. You don't know about this person, but they know about you. And that's why I kept feeling like it was dualistic, right? Because I was like, Spirit's been well aware that this person's been scoping you out. This is for somebody. There's somebody that, and don't get me wrong, this isn't like somebody's obsessively watching you for years or something like that, you know? They may just like periodically check in on whatever it is that you do, and they're like, oh, not bad. And they've watched you. Or they came across you and did a deep dive, and you somehow have it on display. Like there's some way, because I'm getting like 2 scenarios where it's like either they recently come across you and did a deep dive. So if you have anything on display for the world to see that's like on a public platform, they've gone through it all. Almost like, and just a reminder, guys, this is what fucking businesses do when they hire somebody. They call and get references. They look at your past work. They do the like, come on. They do a deep dive, right? To make sure so let's not, it just looks different. Same fucking shit though, guys. But you don't know about them. You about to. And that might be a little bit of your hesitancy as well. Like, you seem to know all this shit about me, and I don't know nothing about you. And that could play a factor too. There's a lot of things that are creating a bit of a, I don't know, in you. What? I feel like I got a hair in my mouth. That's why I keep doing that, because I'm trying to find it. But it's all like right here. I'm like, do I have something on my face? Okay. There's just been some stuff holding you back. Okay. Like legit things. And I can't help it. This may just irritate you, but I'm going to simultaneously remind you, you manifested the shit out of this. So we've got bad health, which is literally like, it can be straight up bad health. Okay. But a lot of times I liken this to being like that psychosomatic, like the mind, body, spirit connection, where if something is being stagnated in your energy or going on emotionally or mentally, it takes a physical toll, right? Because then we have concern, because a lot of times this can be about anxiety and stuff. And so it's literally like, as soon as I saw this card, I thought anxiety, a lot of anxiety. And then the concern came out, and then came poverty. And it's like, whatever situation, this thing that you feel like has been missing, or this lack, pervasive lack that you haven't been able to break out of, out comes the wealthy man. He came out first. I'm going to go over this one in a second. He came out with it. This would be like financial success, but we just talked about him being the one that has the resources and the ability, and it feels like this is an actual person. Like, that's your leverage. And I wanted to clarify, and they're like, he is the key to getting out of this stuck limiting circumstance. This is imprisonment. This right here, you may have simultaneously being like stressing, having a lot of concerns in your life, being worried, like not having the financial resources, and then it being having taken a toll on you physically. And it's like the trifecta, right? Anxiety, no money, and now my health is all mixed up into it, which could come in the forms of like not being able to sleep, having headaches all the time, then having like these random ailments and like fatigue, and it could just show up like, it's like, damn, like can't win for losing type of situation. And then this motherfucker shows up, and because I was like, what does he have to do with that? And it's like, he's the key to breaking you free. I just know that's going to trigger somebody. But you asked for a way out. You asked for a miracle. Oh my God. On the split, what came out was, oh shit, where did you go? I did the split when I said, and it's change and a gift. This gift, and you may be the kind of person that doesn't like gifts. Get over it. Is going to make changes. This could even be like a benefactor, like somebody who's like, I'm willing to invest in what you do. I'm willing to contract you for X, Y, and Z, and then I'll introduce you to some people. I'll pimp you out. I was thinking of a manager, not a real pimp. Okay, but like an agent. You know how many people, like, it's not just actors and musicians that have fucking agents, guys. That middle person that gives you all the connections to the right people. Oh, to the right people. To the people that's meant to come in. The Three of Cups. That networking. Like a recruiter. Give me more. This is unexpected, and I do feel like you're going to get some kind of unexpected income with this offer. It's just unexpected. Now, generally in the Kipper, this isn't like great big wealth and shit like that, right? And they always talk about some like things to get you by and everything else like that. The energy I get from this is like it's an unexpected source of income, but I don't know why I get the feeling like with this type of an offer, there would be like an advancement, like an upfront type of something like a sign-on bonus, or it could be where they're like, I'll retain you for something and I'll pay half now and half later, so you get like something immediately with it, is what it feels like. But there's an unexpected income, and basically what they're saying is it is the end of you having to scrounge. We've got the coffin with the toil and labor. Toil and labor is doing whatever you have to fucking do to get by, in order to have a roof, in order to be fed, in order to survive. Like, it is the bare fucking minimum that is often grueling and not something that you want to do. And this can take on so many forms. It could be I've had to live with family when I would rather not. I've had to put up with someone else's toxic bullshit just to be able to survive because they're somehow tied to X, Y, and Z. This is true poverty. This is all kinds of shit, guys. 4-4. You don't realize it's like that is going to stop unexpectedly. Like it's you don't even realize. There's some level of a contract here. Again, the courthouse can be all about the pros and cons. It can be the negotiation process when someone offers this to you. So what I would recommend is, if there is a situation where someone is willing to hire you for something, and there's like this period of determining what terms are going to be in place, because I'm getting not just like they may have the infrastructure, but it's like you can negotiate the contract to your benefit, and that's what you need to do. That may be where that upfront money kind of comes from. Like, the only way I can start going down this and putting in all of my time to this is if I have things taken care of and settled in regards to that. You could move for this, and it's like you have to pay for my moving costs. You could, so they want you to really think about that. Leverage yourself in this situation. They fucking know your worth. Do you? On the fucking bottom, sudden wealth, guys. There's that money. Negotiate your worth. This is coming in. These help, this resources, this whatever is coming in very soon. We've got the family room, which is one of the major timing cards in the Kipper deck, which is all about something that's exceptionally close, immediate, imminent, like right there, almost in the same room with you type of situation. And then we have the community card, which is all about resources, aid, help, support, the network. Everything is coming in very, very soon. This is going to be the resolution you've been looking for. This is the solution, because the adjudication card's all about solutions or resolving something, making a decision. I mean, I know it sounds very specific, and like a lot of people are like, oh, I guess that can't be me. Maybe it is. You don't know about them. Title of the fucking, you don't know about them. But you asked for this. You asked. Let me pull a couple more cards and we'll be good. I look like a ding dong. I already know it. I watch it sometimes. I'm like, oh, you have issues. And I need to start taking a shower before I come on, guys. I'm just saying. I get on here early. I go drop the kids off. I come here. I make my cup and I get on. And some days I am like, oh, Casper the Friendly Ghost. I need to get my tan on again. Good God. And I need to do my hair. I have hair. You can, I do it sometimes. Y'all are so nice to put up with it. But I guess y'all don't really come here for my looks. Come for the reading. But still, sometimes I glance down, I'm like, oh. That would not be my first time. For me to look like that. But I've come a long way from giving a shit what I look like when I get on video to like whatever. That's progress. I don't know why this is coming out again. I might need to pull from the other deck. You're gonna say again. Okay, what is that? Why did they come in here for that? Honey, I don't know why I just called you honey. It's like you're sitting right here with me. They don't undervalue, dismiss, or underestimate spirit at this point, or this person, this Page of Pentacles that comes in, this King of Cups that has the Hierophant stuff. We got toil and labor and concern. You are constantly in this state of, I have to constantly feel like I am scrounging for stuff. I've got to find out the next, like how am I going to get this? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Like, you've been in a very limiting circumstance, and you are worried that you have to keep doing it. Like, you can address this energy and all of your concerns, because here comes the mature man, and with the mature man on the Kipper deck, he's considered worldly. He's very wise. He has a lot of knowledge, which we've already garnered from this. But we got the globe here for a reason. There's something that's very expansive about what he does or has access to, right? And the cards keep coming out the same. They're reiterating this. The thing you need to take away from this is that this is what you've been manifesting. This help, this offer, this intervention, this person showing up. Okay, them giving you this opportunity or whatever else it is. Them seeing in you what you've known, despite not having the backing of whatever accolade you fucking think that you need. They see it in you. So you need to see it in you. You need to take that to the negotiations when this motherfucker shows up. Feel like you're going to kind of let this motherfucker down if you don't. Okay? Because he is the solution and the help and the resources. Again, adjudication means a solution to difficulties, a solution to problems, something being resolved. And community is help, support, aid, resources, but it's also a network of people. It's like, this is your solution. He has the solution. He can be the bridge that connects you to all of these resources. Okay? And I say he just because it's represented by a very masculine. So whatever this person is in a sense of authority or has, they are in that authority because they have the resources, the capacity, everything else like that. So take it seriously when it shows up. And negotiate your worth. Don't play small, is what I heard. You're right, too. That is that. Any questions? Like about the reading itself? It's funny, I'm not sweating anymore. I'm feeling nice and cool underneath. And I'm like, maybe you're going to sweat during this. This is going to make you sweat. You're going to be like, I mean, But you know it's time for the next level. You know you have the capacity to fulfill whatever this is. You don't need to. Let me give you an example. It would be like me getting a phone call from somebody, them saying, hey, I have a client. They're a very wealthy person. They're over this empire. They would really like your services. I'm sorry, what? And they want you to come for the weekend, so they're willing to pay you $10,000 to get you here. Blah 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 blah. They want to negotiate. They want to talk to you. They'd like to maybe bring you on board for their business. Can I set up a meeting between the two of you? I'm sorry. You sure you got the right motherfucking bitch? Like what? Why me? Like, who am I? Like, I might have been doing this for a long time, and there's a million videos on here, and people come by periodically and like, oh my God, I never knew about you. But I've got maybe 300 subscribers, guys, okay? And I certainly don't put this first all the time. I put other things in my life first because that's the only, because I've had to, or because, there's more of a value there for me, like my children. If it's a toss up between me only having enough time for my kids or this, I don't, so I'm over here looking like, bitch, I come on looking like this. Okay. I'm sorry. Who wants to meet me? Like, this motherfucker could probably contact anybody. Like, why? And it's like, why are you doing that? Don't underestimate what you bring to the table and your capacity and your ability to do what is necessary. Maybe they want to bring on somebody who has this skill set to help them navigate this treacherous, horrific, chaotic existence of a world right now because they want to have a long-standing impact and they know that your skill set will be very beneficial to it. I'm getting a little fantastical, but I'm just saying. You see how, like, I would be like, because there's like, oh, the shit. When my input helps guide a person's choice in how they maneuver their resources, I mean, I know I talk to spirit and all, but I don't know about, you know what I mean? You can shrink back. You can feel like you don't really know. Yes, you do. Maybe you were like it feels very intentional. It feels very intentional. Like there was this trickery. Remember, it's like a positive trickery, like spirits tricking you a little bit. It's like that whole point of you doing what you did for so long was to build up that skill set to where you were so rooted and solidly firm within it. And you were so precise, but you also had a level of discernment with it. It's like it couldn't have come sooner. Like this opportunity couldn't have come sooner. And maybe you weren't meant to blow up in this arena because that's not where you were meant to be. Maybe you're meant to be behind the scenes with all the influential people where the real shit is done. And if you had gotten success at a different level, people would have known about you in places you'd have, like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's almost like hidden in plain sight. Like maybe you being hidden all this time is going to be to your benefit. You think that maybe somebody from a big something that runs a business that's worldwide would want to pull on somebody that everybody is already aware of? Wouldn't it be amazing to pull somebody on that nobody is aware of, that manages to make things happen for you in your business? And so everybody around like, what? How is this happening? How are they doing this? Da, 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 da. It's like, could you imagine? Don't nobody want that kind of spotlight on their business. Like, think about it. There's ways this shit can pan out. Like when I tell you there's a reason that you weren't meant to before while you were honing your skills. Just saying. And this new beginning is a massive tower moment. It's been inevitable. It's been in the works. It's going to create a completely new foundation for you. That's why we have the Fool and the Tower in the very beginning. So, Kelsey, what was your question? Did you have a question? No? All right. we got done. We got through that in an hour. Sometimes I go for 2 hours. It's bad. It gets bad sometimes. Which is amazing. So yeah. Alrighty. Hey, Trisha. I almost called you Tracy. I swear to God. My eyeballs are not really. I know your fucking name, but you know how that goes. Yeah. So, alrighty. Well, hope everybody enjoyed it. Hope it made sense. I'll come on later on this week sometime. Our grass is growing. Everybody else grass is growing now. Like spring started in February here. They're like, you're going to get another cold front mid-March. Yeah, it's about to happen this week. You want to know how long it's going to last? A fucking day. Where the high will only be 41. And that bitch is going to bounce right back up into the upper 50s, 60s. It reached 82 here the other day. Anywho, I hope y'all have a fantastic day.